Hey, what's up, everyone? This is Dan from the Rebellious Noise Pro Wrestling channel, and I am here once again to lay the smackdown on this week's Monday Night Raw. Wow, so what happened on this week's Raw? So the main stories coming out of this show is Braun Strowman has been added to the WWE title match at WrestleMania Backlash. Sonya Deville has lifted Charlotte Flair's suspension. Are we getting Sheamus versus Humberto Carrillo at Backlash? And the new team rated not even rated, just Team RKBro. What is next for them? That's right, guys. As I said, I am Dan from the Rebellious Noise Pro Wrestling channel. That's what we're going to be talking about. Let's get straight into this. So, this week, Raw seemed like it was working with a bit of a skeleton crew. There wasn't really, there was in-ring action, don't get me wrong, but there was one point of the show where there was 54 minutes between two matches. Now, on a 3-hour show, that's nearly a third of the entire show was taken up just by segments. So there was obviously the Sheamus and Humberto Carrillo beatdown. There was talking segments backstage. There were promos in ring. You know, it's just, you're thinking, what on earth are they doing when, if you can't fill 3 hours, don't do a 3-hour show. But anyway, as I say, it seemed like they were working with a skeleton crew, like it to a point where Braun Strowman pulled triple duty. So the opening match of the night was meant to be Mace and T-Bar taking on the team of Braun Strowman and Drew McIntyre. But backstage, when they're warming up for the match, Braun just went to Drew, look, I want to go and do this on my own. So then Braun went out there on his own, challenged them to a 2-on-1 handicap match, which he won by disqualification. Then Drew McIntyre came out to even it up, and then it turned into a tag team match. Braun's second match of the night. And so this one, they actually lost, Braun and Drew, by countout. And then later in the show, in the main event, Braun Strowman went to Adam Pearce, asked about facing Drew McIntyre, and it was then announced that if Braun Strowman can beat Drew McIntyre, then he would be added to the match at WrestleMania Backlash for the WWE Championship. Now, Braun's argument for this was the fact that it was Randy Orton that got pinned last week, not him. So, valid point there from Braun. He did, in fact, have the match with Drew, and Mace and T-Bar got involved in this match and cost Drew McIntyre, which means at WrestleMania Backlash, we are getting a triple threat match. That's right. Braun Strowman and Drew McIntyre will both face off against Bobby Lashley for the WWE Championship. So talking of WrestleMania Backlash, are we going to see a United States Championship match? Well, let's start by actually seeing one on Raw. So we've seen the last couple of weeks since Sheamus has won the US title, he has said that he's going to be a fighting champion. He's going to defend the title every week. He's going to have an open challenge. Nah, he's not. So he came out this week, as he did last week, and challenged anyone in the back to come out and face him. But he said, yeah, you can come out and face me, but not for the title. And this brought out, for the second week in a row, Humberto Carrillo. Now, for me, I'm thinking, okay, are they only putting Humberto Carrillo in this because they want a Latino to be in this, pretty much in the role that they maybe would have had Andrade in, or as a thing to Andrade to say, well, look, we are using these guys. We are using, the Latin guys. But, yeah, I mean, I can't see Humberto winning the championship, but, I think this would be a good little match if it did go on WrestleMania Backlash. And Carrillo just came out and he attacked Sheamus. As I say, not really much to talk about in that segment, really. So, the unlikely team of RKBro, the team of Randy Orton and Riddle, had their very first match. They defeated Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin. Now, this was probably the first time in a while that I have seen Randy Orton seemingly having a lot of fun doing what he loves to do. He was just out there and he was entertaining. He seemed as though he was wrestling with a smile on his face, which was really nice to see, actually. And the fact as well that, you know, Riddle was saying about, oh, let's get matching gear. Could that be a sign that this is going to be something going forward? Could they be maybe going after the tag team titles? And on the subject of that, where on earth are the tag team champions? You know, AJ and Omos won the titles at WrestleMania, which was, what, 2.5, 3 weeks ago? We have not seen anything of them since then. It's like, you're meant to be having a tag team division. You're meant to be building them around your tag team champions, but you've not seen them since they won the championship. But yeah, I think this could be a good little team, actually, RK-Bro. They could actually, you know, decent challenge, I guess, for AJ and Omos. And, you know how I like to make puns, but RK-Bro, they're 1-0. They're unbeaten as a team. Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin seem like they're being the fall guys at the moment. Since they've left the Hurt Business, they have seemingly gone on a downward spiral. But yeah, I thought, you know, this was a decent little match, actually. You know, it was a good match. And I think the chemistry that they had together was actually pretty good. And it did make me laugh as well, Riddle, how he was acting like a child, essentially. But yeah, it's as I say, if it brings out the fun side of Randy Orton, then, you know, steers him away a bit, I guess, from the Fiend stuff. And, you know, it should be good. So, right, let's have a quick look. We got one comment in here. I think RK-Bro will be decent tag champs, to be honest, but does look like AJ's not working there anymore or something. Well, to be fair, anyone would look good as tag team champions at the moment because they don't seem like they have any. So, yeah. So, I will now move on to one of the main talking points, really, of this show. And that was, what on earth is going on in WWE with the authority figures? Sonya Deville and Adam Pearce. Now, they are, whatever their titles are, they're WWE officials, right? Are they co-officials? Is one more for Raw, one more for SmackDown? It's really strange. It seems like Sonya is constantly undermining everything Adam Pearce is doing. So, to put this in context, last week, Adam Pearce suspended Charlotte Flair indefinitely, fined her $100,000. What happens on this week's episode of Raw is Sonya Deville comes out, brings out Charlotte Flair, essentially lifts her suspension. Why? For what reason? You know, Sonya is obviously playing more of the heel role in the authority figures. Adam Pearce is playing more the baby face. And it does seem like it's even happening over on SmackDown that Sonya is undermining Pearce at every opportunity. You know, it's going to be interesting to see where it actually goes from here. But, you know, the fact that obviously the whole thing with Roman Reigns over on Raw, there was obviously this. There's been a few different little bits and pieces. There've been little like nuances where Sonya's been just slowly like undermining everything that Pearce does. So yeah, what happened in this segment really? So Charlotte and Sonya are in the ring. She basically forced Charlotte to apologize to the referee, which she did. And then the referee actually said, look, he said, had I seen the foot on the rope, then I would have obviously like called it in your favor. And so then she got the referee to apologize to her and essentially healed it up by saying to the ref, oh, good boy. And Yeah, so then Sonya announced that obviously there's going to be a match later in the night when Charlotte is going to be in action with Eddie Orengo as the referee. And so Charlotte obviously defeated Mandy Rose in that match. So I'm just going to throw over to the comments. What we got here. It's annoying. They need to have an authority figure of some sort, not a full-on GM or whatever, but one person like Pierce who is used like a Jack Tunney kind of thing, so only sparingly. You know what? I think they just need somebody that's there that can make decisions, really. Like, if two people are saying, oh, I want a tag team match, I want this or that, you want someone just to come out, even if they just pop up on the screen and say, you know what? You can't get along, you're having a match, bang, done. That's it. They don't need to be in these long, they don't need to be in any long drawn out segments, nothing like that. All they need to do is just come on screen, make a match, then fade off into the background. A good example of it, I feel, is William Regal over on NXT. I think he is brilliant in the GM role. He was great as the commissioner of WWE. When I first started watching wrestling, he was that authority figure. He was that commissioner in WWE, WWF as it was then, in that time. And I thought he was brilliant in that role. And I think the GM role, I don't really know why they got rid of it. They say, oh, yeah, you, the fans, are the authority figure. We're not. They don't listen to what we're saying. So what's the point? There's no point in calling us the authority figure. So, yeah, obviously. And then we got on to, as I spoke about at the top of the show, was the main event with Braun Strowman taking on Drew McIntyre. Braun obviously beating Drew to set up the triple threat at WrestleMania Backlash. I'm going to throw over to the comments just to see if there's anything else before we get on out of here. We've got, they just can't seem to do authority figures without it becoming too involved in the storylines. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much like I was just saying, pretty much. They just seem like they want to make them the focal point of the show. It's like you don't need them to be the focal point of the show. All you need is just someone there to say yes or no when someone wants a match. You know, it's, if you see someone's, oh, they're on the phone, can I make this match? It's like, just say yes or no. That's all you need to do. Just make the match. Don't make the match. If there's, you know, something going on with two wrestlers, you say, right, okay, you have a match. You do this, you do that. We've got one more comment in here from Scott. Pierce seemed like he was going to be a background authority figure at first. Then he got a title match. Yeah, don't be surprised to see the same happen with Sonya, to be honest. Money in the Bank's coming up. Don't be surprised to see Sonya Deville win Money in the Bank. And then all of a sudden you've got this authority figure as Mrs. Money in the Bank, Miss Money in the Bank. And then she's got her choice. Asuka, well, as it stands, not even Asuka now. As it stands, Bianca Belair, Rhea Ripley, or Raquel Gonzalez. That's an interesting thought, to be fair. But yeah, I mean, I do prefer them when they take more of the backseat role. I think they're good for when the draft comes around, because then you have one on each brand and they can be like, it makes that a little bit more legitimate, because it's then, okay, I want this person on my show. I want that person on my show. Whereas them to just constantly be in here and, you know, getting involved with stuff that really doesn't need an authority figure. So if two people are going to have an argument, let them have an argument. If they say, oh, I challenge you to a match, and the person says yes, you don't need to be coming out and saying, you know what, that's a good idea. Let's go. Don't need to do any of that. All you need to do is just let them get on with it. If it's something that needs an authority decision, then you come out. Look at the anonymous Raw general manager. That was just totally anonymous and then turned out to be Hornswoggle. But anyway. So there we have it. That is pretty much it from me for this episode of Lay the Smackdown. Thank you for joining me. I'm going to be back tomorrow night, same time, same place, for the NXT version of Lay the Smackdown. That's going to be live at 5 p.m. You can follow me on Twitter at Dan_RebNoise. You can follow all of us at RM Pro Wrestling. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Just quickly, I've seen there's another comment in here. I'm just going to quickly answer that before I get out of here. With the draft, yeah, Stephanie doing it with the network executives, choosing them off screen, which, to be honest, worked better. Disagree. I think, you know, I liked it when I remember back when it was Ric Flair and Vince and they were picking the different shows, but yeah, that's my thoughts on the authority figure thing. So yeah, as I was saying, guys, thank you for joining me, but don't forget to check out tomorrow NXT review. I will be back 5 p.m. You can follow all of us on Twitter at RM Pro Wrestling. You can follow me at Dan_RebNoise. Don't forget, like, share, subscribe. Check back for more wrestling content. Thank you for watching, and we will see you soon.